Hey, it's Bran, and I love Hallmark Christmas movies.
Hey, it's Brian. I like Hallmark Christmas movies.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark Christmas movies. And this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Right on.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Hey everybody. So the early polls are in.
That was fast.
From Thursday to Friday,
Yep.
we got a lot of feedback.
Overnight polls.
Well, we didn't get any feedback.
A lot of vegetarians,
Oh.
vegans upset.
We didn't get the feedback that I was expecting. I was actually
You thought it would be like
expecting
an overwhelming, please run.
Yes, we will help fund it. Super PAC, Deck the Hallmark Super.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I expected all of that.
So you're disappointed in the people.
Yeah, and
You're throwing in the towel after one day.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that.
Because your enthusiasm, if it was a 10 of 10 yesterday, it's a 1 of 10 today.
I'm just saying, like, we need a little bit of, like, positive, like, go get 'em boys, right?
Yeah.
Like, we need some go get 'em boys
right.
energy. And right now we don't have any boy energy. We just have no boy energy.
Oh boy, energy. Yeah.
Like, I want go get 'em boy energy, and right now it's
Nothing.
stop.
It's no go.
Pull the plug energy.
Pull the plug energy. Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at. Guys, let me ask you this. $29.99 in your pocket right now. You can go in a 1 mile radius from right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where are you going? What are you getting? Brian?
I'll probably hit that Chick-fil-A and get that chicken sandwich I've been craving.
Wow,
I'm not
great.
satisfied on.
And they got the peppermint milkshake back.
You said that, so I'll probably throw that in there.
Which you had never had. Brian,
It's weird, right?
This is a crazy revelation.
I think
Brian
was sitting
hasn't
in
had
a room in Massachusetts for 40 years just eating saltine crackers and lobster until he found out lobster were mistreated. And
no
then
more
it was just
lobster.
saltines.
So I introduced Brian to the peppermint mocha last week. Introduced him to the pumpkin spice latte earlier this year.
Yep.
And really what I have found out is it's not just coffee drinks that he hasn't experienced. It's really drinks in general.
Yeah.
He hasn't had anything other than water, bubbly water,
Yep.
and black
Eggnog.
coffee.
Black coffee and eggnog.
That's
yeah.
right.
That's it.
Insane.
So
But he
every
He only likes
time I'm
certain
like, hey,
flavors of soda water. Don't send him any flavor of soda water. It's like 2 flavors. That's
Orange
it.
and black cherry.
That's right.
Lemon lime.
Yeah.
it's just amazing
Yeah.
to me how little
Yeah.
you've had.
I've had no seasonal stuff like ever. I just don't do it. For some reason, I've always felt like that's not for me. That's for everybody else.
I tell you what we did yesterday, Brand, and
What
you
did we do
didn't
yesterday?
Oh, yeah, you
partake in
didn't. You
this.
weren't here for
Brian
this.
and I went out to lunch. We went, and there's a new sushi place in town.
Yeah, I've heard about
And
this.
for the life of me, I've spent the last 24 hours just crunching the numbers on this.
Yeah.
It's $18.95
Yep.
per person, and that is all you can eat: sushi, rolls, nigiri pieces, appetizers, soup, salad, and hibachi.
Yes.
All you can eat.
Yeah. That's
Just keep bringing it.
yes. And they don't question you and look at you funny.
They don't look at you funny because Brian and I we're gonna break these people. What do we have? 8 or 9 rolls?
I think we counted like 9.
9
yeah.
rolls.
Yeah.
And then we also had a bunch of pieces.
Yeah,
nigiri as well.
That's right.
I had a salad.
Which were gigantic.
It was gigantic. $19 a pop.
It's just not fair.
And I could have gotten hibachi.
You could have gotten hibachi. You
Like,
can get
just
hibachi
keep
steak.
bringing me
They
hibachi
could bring
bowl?
as much as hibachi steak 2024 as you want.
Drain it, like just throw all the white sauce on
White Sauce City, population U.
it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. I don't know
Can
how they're
I
making
throw
money.
something out there?
Please do.
I don't know how much it is to rent this place for parties.
Probably around $39.99.
But what?
It's $18.95
But
times
what
9.
if every event we do for our
Yes.
presidential race
Yep.
run, we rent that place out
For every one
for
of them.
everybody who wants to come?
They'd probably give us a table for a lifetime.
That's
for
right.
Like
Oh, yeah.
$75.
I feel like they would.
Can presidential runs,
Hopefuls?
races, can they be sponsored?
Can
Can we get a sponsor?
I don't think
Let's
that's
break all the
like
rules.
you can't. Yeah, I don't think you can have a sponsor. They'd
Yeah.
have to give money to a super PAC. I believe is how that worked.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't directly.
But I will say in the chat, BramwellJamPlus.com, join in on that chat. They're saying add all you can eat sushi to the 2024 platform. Now,
I don't know what that means, though. What do you mean?
Everywhere?
You don't know what that means. You want everybody to eat steak for Thanksgiving or a steak platform, but all you can eat sushi is confusing?
I don't know if you've heard this, but if you highlight a whole page, okay.
Hold on to your freaking pants, man.
Whose pants are you talking about?
Yours.
Buddy, how are you?
Chain gang.
You look great.
Yeah.
The fire's still going.
The fire's still going. You gotta stay nice and warm.
I'm
and
happy we
toasty
got
here.
you a mic.
I do. I put my ciggies out there.
You look
And
great.
the mic?
No, not in the mic.
What I'm saying, guys,
Brian.
is
He
the
knows my
whole
name?
the
Rig knows who I am.
Yeah, Trace told me I had to call you Brian. That's the rule.
facts, bro.
Facts, bro. That's what we say now. Trace, how's it going on the Facts Bro shirts? Going well?
So I did have them made.
Yeah. Yeah.
I accidentally shipped them
No. Okay.
to another address.
Yeah. That checks out.
Yeah.
The address is just 911.
They don't accept packages from anybody. I heard.
Can we get back to the sushi thing?
My problem is
Yeah.
my whole thing has been, let's make steak for Thanksgiving the national, like, agreed upon. You can still do whatever you want, but what does it mean that we're adding all you can eat sushi to the platform? I don't know what that sentence is.
I think
is
it's
what
a Thanksgiving situation.
Oh, really?
So you can do steak or you can do all you can eat sushi.
I love this.
Okay.
And if you do both, Brian and I are coming over.
Sushi on Thanksgiving? I've never thought of that either.
Dude,
What
I'm
if we
just
did
telling
this?
you.
What if we did this? What if we
What?
did this? You can do steak. You can do all you can eat sushi. If you do both, you get bonus points.
Yes.
You can redeem those bonus points
For like a tax credit?
at the end of the year.
If you show the receipts that you did steak and all you can eat sushi, tax credits.
You get bonus, but we call them bonus
We
points.
call them bonus
Yeah,
points
yeah.
because people understand that.
Yeah.
Well, no,
If
but
I say
also
credit and deduction to you, your eyes glaze over.
I think people
say
are
those
so
words.
tapped out by that stuff, guys. What if we just
New
offer
era.
bonus points?
Bonus points.
You see grown men from around the world show up to a Dave & Buster's and go ape nuts.
Cashing in their points on goldfish.
Going crazy, absolutely crazy, like spending so much money to get points to redeem for goodies.
because grown men go ape nuts
Yeah.
at Dave & Buster's. You think that'll work? But how does that incentivize us?
What do you mean?
Like, if they get steak and all you can eat sushi, they get bonus points.
They get bonus
Yep.
points
Yeah.
and then they get to use those as tax credits.
or for goodies.
So there's like a prize chest.
Yes.
Yeah, they come to the store.
So they go to the Washington, D.C. store and
Yep.
they're like, instead of a tax credit, I want this remote control drone.
That's exactly right.
This is pretty solid.
FAA approved.
I think it's ironclad.
Because I think a lot of
Yeah.
people.
And then we look, the
The
people
whole
that are
tax-
making the things for the prices, that's jobs.
That's
That's
jobs.
jobs.
to,
Right there.
to get steak and all you can eat sushi for Thanksgiving, that's putting more money into the economy.
Yep.
People would spend more to get points to use
Yep.
on goodies.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We
Not
don't.
my goodies.
I don't
Not yours.
understand taxes, but
You
what I
get-
do understand is if I have 600 points,
Yep.
I can get a goodie bag.
Ape nuts.
What I just want to be really clear. I knew I couldn't say ape.
Yeah,
ass.
of course.
Yeah.
Hard ass.
What I said as ape, and then I changed my mind. I was going to just go nuts over it, and then it came out as ape nuts.
They go ape nuts.
It works. I can't wait
does
to see
work.
the poll numbers tomorrow.
But
Yeah, I think they're going to go
this.
through the roof on a
Does
Saturday.
anybody else understand what I'm saying here? Like, what if we
I
just?
think we're all on board
Yeah.
with this. Yeah.
Yeah.
America's going to love this.
I guarantee it. They're gonna like the way you look.
How are we supposed to review a movie after this?
Yeah.
I mean, all you can eat sushi on Thanksgiving.
Man, life's good.
All right. So what's the name of this movie? Christmas Dragon.
Christmas at the Golden Dragon.
Christmas at the Golden Dragon. I just have
Christmas
in my
Dragon,
notes.
definitely a
Christmas
different
Dragon.
movie we're working on.
Christmas at the Golden Dragon originally aired on November 13th.
That's right.
2022, and it went a little something like this. We meet Rami,
Romy?
Romy.
who's you would say she's in marketing.
Sure.
She's in New York City. Christmas in New York City is inspiring to her. Going home to Wichita, not inspiring. She has a boyfriend named Blake who wants her to come home to Vermont with him for Christmas, meet his family. So she calls up her family They own a Chinese restaurant, which we're going to spend a lot of time in here. But she basically calls and is like, hey, he wants me to go. And they're like, you should go. You should go. So there you go. She's going to go to Vermont. We go to the Chinese restaurant, the Golden Dragon, and we meet a lot of people here. There's Rick, who is Romy's brother. You're
going to struggle with Romy all synopsis,
I
aren't you?
am. I should have written it phonetically.
Yeah, there was a movie called Romy and Michelle's High School Reunion with Phoebe from Friends.
Great.
Lisa Kudrow. So just Romy.
Romy.
Roamee.
Got
Romy.
it. Romy.
Yeah.
Rick, who's her brother, and he's kind of like back there helping Dad in the kitchen, has a secret passion of cooking his own stuff, though, so give him space. Romy, did I get it? Yeah, basically, they tell Rick and all the other employees that they're going to shut down the restaurant. He's like, should we tell Romy? And they're like, she's already going to Vermont. Let's give her that. We'll tell her after the holiday. There's a lot of people affected by the closure of this restaurant. There's Veronica, who her storyline is kind of that she wants to be a mom. Her mom, also in this story, her name is Jane. She's planning her first Christmas without her husband. We meet Nate, who is a single father who's has some daughters and is trying to figure out how to juggle all that around the holiday season. Also happens to be into Veronica. And we meet a delivery driver, the employee of the month, I can only imagine. His name's Miguel, who is trying to secure a college scholarship, is late to a meeting with Veronica for that. And she's basically like, I don't think you're a right fit for this, extracurriculars and all. All of these folks love the dragon and are super bummed that it is closing. Romy quickly realizes that the magical TV Christmas that she had envisioned isn't very realistic. Then she finds out that her parents are selling the place. Her brother calls her and tells her in the middle of his lunch rush. And she's like, let's go caroling. So she gets everybody these costumes and they go caroling, and caroling is an absolute disaster. There is a girl that Rick is really into, and he agrees to help her out at a charity event, but his dad makes them miss it because of work. So that's unfortunate. Veronica and her mom keep hashing through Veronica's dad and basically the loss of that. It's her complicated relationship with her dad and all of that good stuff. Blake's family, Romy's boyfriend's family, takes her to a restaurant that is similar to the restaurant that her family owns to try to help her feel like she's at home for Christmas. And she ultimately is kind of talking through how much the restaurant means to her family, but also the people in the town that come year after year and have kind of formed this family. And she realizes how much the restaurant is kind of like this family that she always wanted to have around the holiday season. She does have a family tradition at Christmas, and that it is special to her, and she doesn't want to miss the very last one. So she hops on a plane to LAX and then to Wichita for and she
Does she have both Dream and Cardigan?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, good.
Where was I?
Sorry, I threw you off there.
Hopped on a plane.
He's got the yips. He's got the yips, everybody.
Is it Cardigan?
Dream in my cardigan. Welcome to the land of fame access.
Yeah, Cardigan makes sense. It doesn't make sense.
That Miley would wear a cardigan?
Yeah, cardigan in LA.
But isn't she from like Texas or something?
But why would she wear a cardigan?
That's just, she has a dream and a cardigan. Why are you so worried about it?
A dream in my car again.
She hopped off the plane at
LAX
with
a
my
dream and her car
again? No.
Carving tool.
Carving tan. Corgi tan?
Yeah.
Corgi,
That's it.
Corgi.
It's Corgi 10. So she shows up, tells her brother to come out here, and is like, hey, get everybody that you know to the restaurant. We're going to throw this last special hurrah and surprise Mom and Dad. So they get everybody. Veronica, her mom, the guy that Veronica likes that I forgot his name. All sorts of people show up for this, and they all chip in together to open up the restaurant. serve everybody, and they're all really happy. The parents show up, and they're surprised and shocked by this and amazed as they get served by their children at the restaurant that they have been serving at for all of these years. And all of the stories end up nicely. Miguel gets another shot at the scholarship. His dad's very proud of him. Veronica comes to terms with her relationship with her father and has a great time with the mom. And mom also works through some things. And I don't think that I'm missing anybody important. But everybody, we get a nice little montage at the end of how everybody ends up working out, and they're all happy, and the lights go off, and that, my friends, was Christmas at the Golden Dragon.
We did it.
Let's take a quick break, then we'll come back.
Hey,
Card again here on Deck the Hallmark. We're back.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. How are we?
Great,
man. How about you?
So good.
So good. Feeling better? You were a little like down in the dumps when this started?
No, down in the dumps.
If you go back and listen to you at the beginning of this
the polls.
episode.
Yes, I was bummed by the polls. Yes. But I'm feeling great. We had that inspirational brainstorming
session, yes.
where we came
As
up with
the face,
points.
we need you
Points.
up high.
Yeah, all of it's back. We're back.
Points
baby.
are back, everybody. Let's start with a hot take. Let's start with you, VPB.
Sure.
What'd you think about this movie, the last Hallmark movie of the week?
That's right. So this one started off with narration, which is always a good sign to me. That
You
means
love a
we're
narration.
starting. I love narration. That's great. So the movie was just overall a big undertaking. All the complex storylines, doing the Chinese restaurant as the base, and all the people tying everybody into that, and also not tying them together. So it was pretty complex. So kudos for doing that. I liken it to doing like a full Nelson slam on one leg and trying to land on a dime on a mat. So very complex and difficult.
Very complex. Did you hear that, Brand? Full Nelson slam on a plexus mat on a dime.
On one leg.
On one leg.
You're speaking my language,
Yeah.
man.
So
He's trying.
That's how difficult. And so you guys know my expectations for this one were really high going into it. But I wasn't expecting the twist of everybody having sort of like a downer storyline and their lives sort of to be a little bit down at the time. And so I had to kind of adjust my expectations mid-game while I was watching this movie.
Mid-match?
Yeah, mid-match, if you will.
Mid-suplex?
Mid-plex.
Mid-plex.
I was up on the rope, and I'm like, I got to figure out what I'm doing here because what I was thinking is not working. And so I did. And I took it for what it was. I met these people where they were, and I blew out my expectations, and I enjoyed what they did here.
You blew out your expectations.
I blew up my knee and my expectations.
They're all gone.
And so I don't think they needed the whole prom thing. The Rick was cool. I liked Rick, but I don't like what they did with Rick.
Rick was cool, huh?
Yeah, I thought Rick. I liked the idea of the Rick character.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't need this the prom thing. I don't need the whole makeup thing. Like I think it would have been fine if they just ended up she came to the Golden Dragon and they just hung out and that was that.
Yeah.
But overall, I liked what they did. It was impressive how they did this movie, and so I thought it was pretty cool.
So we got a miniature dishwasher in the studio.
You went hard on the miniature.
A mini dishwasher, proper size for our studio space. We got one, and it came, and I brought it in the studio, and I opened up the box. We started this movie up, and I was like, great, I'll get this set up while watching this movie. And I quickly realized, can't do that. This is not a set up a miniature dishwasher type of movie.
You hear that, everybody out there that's trying to set up a mini dishwasher?
Yeah, don't do it.
And you might be asking yourself,
oh boy,
is that gonna
Jack Nicholson? What are you doing?
Is that
you
gonna
might be asking yourself.
is bringing a ding points? Is that gonna hurt this movie? Is that
Is
gonna
this
hurt?
the same as the points for
Is
the
it different?
sushi?
Different points.
Different points. Okay, all right. Just making sure.
Is this gonna affect
Somehow everything involves points.
Is this gonna affect my rating of this movie? It is.
Oh,
but in a good way.
Oh,
yeah.
I immediately was like, this is a different person than who was just here, and that's a different person from the last time. I realized there's a lot going on here. I sat up, I paid attention, and I couldn't look away for an hour and 23 minutes. This movie told lots of different stories, and I felt like I had time with them, and I really appreciated that. Very invested in the restaurant. I liked that all these people were tied together by this restaurant. I love the realization of the daughter who's always longed for a family at Christmas, to have a Christmas thing, that the family that her family's created at the restaurant on Christmas is special. It just might not be like the movies. So I really appreciated that. I thought this movie was absolutely wonderful, absolute delight. And the dishwasher's now set up and it works great.
Extra points.
Just
Extra
a little
points.
bit later than it would have.
Are you
And
trying to write an epilogue to a story right now?
And that's okay
And
with
that's
me.
the way the cookie crumbles. I'm Bran. I'm ape nuts for this dishwasher.
And that's how we ended up the way we are in the world.
That's right. That's
And
the way
I
the
am.
world-
I wish I had a clean mug with me.
Oh.
And I was sipping out of it that whole review, and then I said,
This
"And
mug.
is this
Crazy
the
how
mug
we're in
is
the
now
process
clean?"
of hiring someone, and now we're like, let's get a dishwasher. Somebody's going to come in and be like, no.
Absolutely. What else can we
Which it
cram
would
in?
have happened. We would come in and they'd have seen all your glasses and cups and been like, I'm out of here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Necessity.
So here's the deal. This is the second best movie Hallmark's released Christmas season, in my opinion. Ghost of Christmas Always.
This Christmas season.
This Christmas.
Okay, great.
Yes. Ghost of Christmas Always is a full like for me, maybe my favorite one they've ever done. This one is not in that ballpark at all. And I felt as though, I don't say this often, this movie's not getting a like for me. So just put the song down.
Put
Don't worry.
Snowman down.
Yeah. But I felt as though,
Well, you're not
I
getting
don't
any
say
points
this
either.
often,
You're not getting
the
points.
movie needed to be longer.
Whoa!
I feel like you have storylines about fertility, and you have storylines about, did my dad love me because he was always doing something else? And you've got these other storylines. Hello there. We have like a lot of storylines happening. The prom storyline was a waste of everyone's time and effort and space. And that was the only unfortunate part about this movie. The rest of it is about a community that all celebrates with something they all did together, even though they were all doing their own Christmas things. And that's an awesome idea. So kudos to Hallmark for making the movie. It went by really quickly. Mm-hmm. It was overstuffed. It had a lot to recommend in it. And so I would not watch it again. The prom storyline was bad. The other storylines needed more to them to really make them hit home on the emotional level that they should have hit home on, and so they didn't. But what an effort, what an opportunity, what a great idea. So second best of the year for me.
There you go. It sounds like you liked the movie.
I did not like the movie.
It sounded like you did.
Why would I not be honest about that? What's going on here? What are you doing?
Cookie time. Oh.
He did not. This is not how it goes.
Like the movie. He did.
He's gonna act like he didn't, but he did.
He did.
He's gonna act like he didn't, but he did.
He did.
Yeah,
Like the movie.
He's getting points now.
Yeah.
Why would I not be honest about it? What do I have to
I don't know.
gain
That's
from that?
between you and your Lord. Let's talk about the feels. What stuck out to this us?
What stuck out to this us?
What gave
You want to
feels?
take a few plays off there?
I am I'm glad that we got the song on record because it was so good.
Miniature dishwasher.
Better than when Brian and
what
I
stuck out to
rehearsed
this
it.
us, Brian?
He's just so wiped out from giving out points.
You are out of breath from playing tin can drums and singing.
I'm out of breath from. Yeah, that's it. That's
I mean, he's
it.
the face of the steak
I
party.
am the
Give him
face.
a
It
break.
is tough carrying everything, you know.
I had two feels. One of them was the single mother whose husband, the coach there, basketball.
Okay, Brian, like
right?
tone it down a
So,
little bit.
just her journey in general.
My
I
feels
thought
was the single one.
You know, the single
My
mom.
feels
What's
was
she
that
up to?
single
huh?
mom out
What's she
there.
doing this holiday
You
season?
know what I'm saying?
Brian, you're losing points, Bob.
No.
Gee.
Come on, buddy.
Let me
I
get
could have
there.
done with more band practice, or I could have done with more of that single mom. You know what I mean?
Oh,
she
come
up to?
on, Brian.
Let me finish. Can I finish?
Yeah.
Her journey of just being really feeling like she can still do all the things and realizing she can't do all the things. It was just like sort of reality check. I'm like, okay, I'm glad they put that in there and they did that really well. It's just her whole thing. And the other thing that really stuck out to me was just the customers giving the ornaments to put on the tree at the Chinese restaurant. That immediately reminded me of this community. And as somebody who was on the other side of this screen, and I used to send things here, to now being somebody on this side, and I'm in the office when we receive things from people who send them, it's a joy. And when they were talking about the gifts, the ornaments the people sent in, like I felt that. I'm like, I know what that feels like. We have a tree with ornaments that have literally been sent in to us.
Yes.
And it's an amazing feeling. And so that immediately it clicked. I'm like, okay, I get how valuable these people are to the Chinese restaurant. So that said a lot immediately right in the movie to me, just knowing that feeling. So that was a big one.
That's a good one, Brian.
Thank
That's
you.
very good.
Yeah, I actually had the same feeling. That's not my all the feels for the movie, but like when they were doing that, I was like, we really are pretty fortunate around here
I'd
at
say.
Deck the Hallmark. We have a lot of fun, and we have the best fans in the world.
Absolutely.
I love Christmas
What?
a lot. I love traditions around Christmas. I also watch a lot of these movies, and you see a lot of like houses that are decorated, and you're like, man, I should decorate my house like that. And you like, it's hard to watch the amount of Christmas movies that I watch and not be like, man, you know what? I wish my family was like that, or I wish I had that tradition or whatever. So when Romy had the realization at the restaurant that what her family has is what she's been looking for, it just looks different. That was beautiful. I loved it. And her standing up and being like, I got to go. And
Them all being like, yeah, let's do this thing.
yeah. And the guy being like, let's do it. I love that. I thought it was great. And so thank you, Hallmark, for saying what we do here on the screen is you don't have to do this to have a happy Christmas family. Like what you do as a family, you have your own thing. And that's great too. Dan?
Yeah, there's a beautiful end to this movie where the gesture at the end fits the theme of the film, which doesn't always happen in Hallmark movies. It's like they tack on a kiss or something. But this is a family, and we'll get to this in Wait What. This is a family who the patriarch and matriarch decide they're closing the restaurant in like a week, and they don't tell anyone. And so that is a Wait What, but embrace that, because the flip side of that is when they decide to open it on Christmas Day, they don't tell their parents that they're doing it, and then they invite them in for basically the last meal at the restaurant, which is awesome. And I will say this, my wife's Asian American. When we got married, there was a part of the reception, there was a tea ceremony where it's a fairly traditional thing where you serve your parents tea as this honorable, like, hey, in your childhood, you were served by your parents over and over again, and so it's this thank you of serving them. So I can guarantee you from the little bit I know about Asian culture that if a mother and father ran an Asian restaurant, they did not sit down in that restaurant to eat, maybe ever. And they don't hammer this home. It's very subtle, but the beauty of the last day of this restaurant, of their entire livelihood, they are not working, but they are sitting down and their progeny and their children are serving them a meal, was dynamite. Just absolutely unbelievable. Until then, I was like, this movie just a lot of loose ends. And then that happened, and I was like, they're doing something here. One of my favorite feels of the season. Nicely done.
I'm really looking forward to when we decide to hang this all up, Dan finally serving me. As someone,
You're right.
Like lawsuit?
I never bring you lunch or anything.
No.
I don't do anything around here.
no.
That's not my
That
MO.
didn't happen yesterday.
But the problem is, Dan, I have to ask.
Bran had sent us to the mall to get him lunch.
I was like, let's go
To the mall. Let's
Today.
go to the break, and
go
we'll
to the beach. Let's
and
go to
we'll
the
be
waves.
back, and we'll break down the Wait What's and the What the Hallmark here on Deck the Hallmark on WARI,
Eight
the
nuts.
candle. What up, everybody?
What up?
So far the poll's good for this episode
that's
in
good to hear.
particular.
The poll is good.
For this episode, not for what we're doing.
Okay.
We have
So
a
we have
poll.
poll for every episode.
DeckTheHallmark.com/vote.
And so
There's a
it's just
live
kind of
poll.
like up and
yes,
down.
it's like, you know how when a sports game is going on and it has like live odds.
What happened when you like lost your breath by drumming on something?
Best ratings we've had
That's
all
right.
season.
Through the roof. Yeah, I thought it might
They
be.
love that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the wait what's, and let's start with you, Brian. Brian, what had you waiting and whatting while you watched this film?
I had a few here. And the first thing that stuck out to me, and they showed it, it happened very early, and it happened a few times, the snow on the roofs. The roofs. The roofs. They're not on fire. They had blotches of snow, and it just looks so weird. I'm like, why try? Everybody knows looking at it, it looks weird. I'm like, why do it? So that was strange. And how did the CFO and the engineer there, how did they hear the Golden Dragon was closing? Because I don't remember them hearing it from anybody. They just knew.
Who?
The CFO and the engineer, the guy with the two girls.
Yeah.
And the daughter of the single mother.
I feel like there's a lot of scenes where that information is passed in the movie.
Okay, I just couldn't spot. I feel like they just said it without being told, and so I don't know how they had heard. So I feel like there was a little hole there on how they were filled in. I'm sure they heard it from somebody. Everybody got the news. That chestnut stand, you remember the hot chestnut stand?
Yeah, that they show like 5 times.
Yeah, it kept coming up. So it sells out before noon, which is a great gig for the guy running the stand.
Yeah.
Also, so there are no other chestnut stands, though, it sounded like. It was
That's
just
the only one.
But then at night, when Ricky was walking with his girl there, the chestnut stand was back open again.
Yeah, it's back open again.
Day-night.
They run out, then it's a day-night situation.
Day-night waterfront.
I've never had a chestnut before.
Same here.
Never had one. Have you not? Big surprise there.
Yeah.
You have one,
Yeah.
Brandon?
No.
None of us.
For the vlog.
For the vlog. We
I
just
don't like
good
nuts.
luck finding them down here.
You don't like nuts?
Oh,
You don't like nuts?
No, I
They don't have down on the on ice on Main. They won't have roasted chestnuts.
Sure, I mean, I'm sure they.
I've
would.
never seen a roasted chestnut on Main Street, Greenville. That's a northern thing.
Have you been ice skating?
I've not.
No, neither have I. I will.
So
Seems
Have
like
you?
a video.
you've never been ice skating?
In my life, of course I have.
Of course you
Yeah,
have.
I have my
he's
own
from-
skates. I mean,
Have you been ice skating in
Massachusetts.
your life?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm not good at it, but I have been 3 or 4 times.
You're like good enough to skate to the middle and just hold on, probably.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I know. And another point, when they're eating dinner with the boyfriend's family, Romy, she speaks Chinese to the staff after they talk behind their back, and no one at the table asks what was said.
Hey, what'd you say then?
Yeah,
Just like,
nobody.
must be some Chinese stuff.
They just keep going on and on. I'm just like, that first question you ask is, what was that?
So what'd you say? What was that about?
And then when she says I'm leaving, they all immediately jump out of their seats to offer services to get her out of town. So I was like, they're either the nicest family or they don't like her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last one, I'll end on this one here, was that, what's hilarious is jokes about your health after doctor orders you not to drink or eat junk food, and you just do it anyway.
Yeah, after you've had a stroke, all bets are off with your jokes about yourself, for sure, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. I have a few. I got a kick out of the fact that we know that they live in Wichita, a specific city in a specific state.
That's right.
What we know about the other family is that they live in Vermont, USA.
That's right. Vermont, USA.
No town, no nothing. We literally get a title, Vermont, USA.
As opposed to Vermont, Canada.
Yeah, that's exactly
and Vermont,
right.
Mexico.
Is there a
and Vermont,
town in
yes.
Vermont? Not this one. This
Any
one's just
town, USA, Vermont.
Vermont, USA. I love that our guy, Rick, was told by his parents, don't tell your sister. And he listened to them until the middle of the lunch rush, where he's back there in the kitchen and decides, I got a FaceTime her. I can't hold this in anymore. In the middle of the lunch rush, I'm going to FaceTime her. I don't have a lot of time. Mom and Dad are getting rid of the restaurant. I've got to go by. What? Yeah. I love that he held on to it for not very long, and he told her at the most inopportune time for him personally. They go back curling. They don't go curling.
Curling?
They go caroling. They go caroling.
There they go a curling.
I will say one thing I learned about Vermont, USA: meanest people in the world.
In the world.
I know that being caroled to is an awkward experience.
Oh, it is.
But the amount of just absolute cruelty that they experienced while caroling was
Stretched out cruelty, weirdly, too. There.
Cruelty is what he said.
so
I've got
much.
a miniature cruelty.
You guys are losing so many freaking points. You're not even going to be able to buy one of
I
those
don't want
pixie
points.
sticks.
For that.
The meanest people in the world. Is
Have
what
you
I'm
had
trying to say.
Carol?
But then
What about curl dad?
she gets back after caroling, and my guy's like, I knew caroling would be a disaster.
That was the one that got
What
me.
is it about this town that they freaking hate carolers? Everyone in the town knows it.
Yeah.
She didn't know it. You could have given her a heads up. This town hates carolers. They hate them. They will laugh you out of this city.
determined.
And we all know it. Veronica one night goes to her mom's house. It's nighttime. This is what happens over the span of a few hours. And I just want to point out, like, what a night. I'm exhausted. She goes to her mom's party, which ends up being canceled. So she has quite the big conversation with her mom. She then goes home, makes some buttered rum, drinks that with her neighbor. And then she goes to a Christmas pageant.
Oh, yeah.
What a night.
It's a night.
What a night.
Was. Yes.
Man, what a night.
That's the way you should go to a pageant.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's exactly right. One buttered rum deep. So I'm live. Last thing is Miguel and his dad are roasting marshmallows, which is a very sweet moment.
Oh, yeah.
But I did get a kick out of the fact that they brought a bowl full of marshmallows. So they got the bag open, poured it into a bowl, and we're going to bring all of the marshmallows to two of us, and we'll just kind of see where the night goes.
That's right. Let's see. Maybe it'll get rowdy. Maybe it'll get rowdy. You don't know.
We'll start with one, and we'll see what happens. We don't want to limit it. So dump the whole
Maybe we'll each have
bag.
1,000 grams
That's
of sugar.
exactly right.
You don't look.
There's a lot of marshmallows in that bowl, and they're big boys, too. Not the actors. They're big
Marshmallows, yeah.
marshmallows is
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say. They're both.
Sure, we get it.
Dan?
How could I have a wait what about this movie when I'm just busy watching a Chex Mix commercial? I like, this was not an ad for Chex. This was a step-by-step, how much fun can you have making Muddy Buddies as a family with, and I want to make this clear, only Chex brand Chex Mix.
That's right.
They had two different kinds. They had corn and rice Chex, and they're pouring them and laughing. And this montage isn't 10 seconds.
It's super long.
It goes on a long time. It's like, but what do I do next, movie? After I pour them in a bowl, those are just Chex.
You don't even need to pause the movie while you make it. You just
you can make it in real time.
Yeah, it takes
Where
forever.
do I add the chocolate? Oh, is that powdered sugar? Oh, sprinkles.
Let me run to the
you
store.
say.
But
This is the good stuff.
on the plus side, I know what I'm doing tonight.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm going
Yeah.
probably to
Buttered
the
rum
store.
and
There is a part in this movie where our boy Rick is scrolling through his phone, liking what I only can imagine is stock images from Getty. He is not, these are not, he's just scrolling like.
I think they're photos of the girl
They're
that
supposed
he
to be.
likes.
But they're not. It is just random. If you on image Google search, you just search the word image. That's what would come up.
They
is what he's
got a
liking.
picture of the actor, and they just like did similar images on Google and just pulled them all.
Right.
No one's gonna know
Yeah.
that this isn't the same
Hey,
person.
I've coached basketball for a long time, 16 years. I have some memorabilia from my time coaching basketball. You know what it's not nor will ever be? Living room furniture or decoration. Ever. If you have a living room that people are coming over to, you would leave the wall blank before you would make your adult living room college pennants
in memoriam.
and framed newspaper articles of yourself. Yeah. Can you imagine walking around that living room? That was bonkers to me. Yeah. I just, I also don't want to live in the world where we have to choose between football and gingerbread house making. Like, why can we not make the gingerbread house with the football game on?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, let's make these gingerbread houses. Can't do it watching football. Well, it looks like we're at an impasse. We can't possibly do both of these activities.
Yep.
They require our full attention. Keep the game on in the background like every red-blooded American household and make the gingerbread house at the table. It's not hard, guys. This is an easy please everyone both hands situation. I just can't believe we can't do both of those. Rick, gosh, you can't skate. I get it. You can't skate. You're holding on to a set of gifts in the middle of an ice skating rink. Fine. How'd you get there, buddy? How'd you get there? Those gifts are in the middle of the rink. You somehow skated out there on your own and then decided you were scared. That's the only thing that makes sense, right? Like I couldn't make heads or tails of that. And then our boy who had a stroke is in therapy, and he ordered delivery from a Chinese restaurant. While he told his therapist he was going to the bathroom.
Yes.
So he's clearly on his phone during therapy, and then he orders it. He's like, I got to go to the bathroom. And he sits outside and waits for Chinese food. What's going to happen when he goes back in? you're going to know the
Little
jig's going to
lo
be
mein on
up,
his collar.
right? Like a little something, something.
Little duck sauce on his belt.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is that therapists don't pay for you don't pay for the time that
Yeah.
you're using.
No.
Right,
It's easy.
right.
It's real
Even if you're not in the
straightforward.
room, it's
Clock in,
easy.
clock out.
Clock in, clock out.
And then lastly, Rick, once again, Rick was something in this movie, could not be less interested in a family hug at the end of this movie. I mean, like everybody's in, big family hug, and he is like, if I have to, I guess, don't make me do this, but I've got to do it anyway.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
It's time for what the Hallmark Spark Show. We wonder what could have been, maybe happens in clarity. What should we still have, Brian?
So mine was sort of a wait what, but it's kind of also what the Hallmark. So I'm going to put it in this
Great.
section here. Thanks. And it was at the end when they were giving ornaments to the family, to the Chinese family for the restaurant. Was it a who can give the biggest ornament competition? Because people kept giving these giant,
They did. Yeah.
heavy.
It's like, I have a handprint.
Yes. Yeah, it was huge, and there was like a whole house ornament.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not going on that tree.
That's
I'm like,
right.
So now the family has
This
to
is
pack it up.
A golden lot of full-size basketball. I'm hanging on your tree.
It weighs 275 pounds.
Yeah. It's a full NBA regulation size basketball ornament.
So I was just perplexed. I'm like, is this a joke?
Yeah.
Is this a joke?
Exactly.
Mom,
No.
Dad, is this a joke? I have a couple if you guys don't mind. Nate, who is the single father,
Thank you.
finds out that it's his ex-wife, yes,
Yes.
is not going to be able to come see the kids for Christmas because of an active volcano in Hawaii.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah.
We don't get a lot more about that. I just
The volcano's active. I need to stay in Hawaii.
is everyone
They're keeping
okay?
everybody on the island.
Is she okay?
Yeah.
Dude,
Are we
oldest-
good?
Oldest trick in the book.
Are we
man.
good? Last but not least, our guy Zach Santiago from Signed, Sealed, Delivered is in this
Ramon.
movie as Miguel's father. And Zach Santiago, I'm assuming, chose for his character to walk with a cane.
Yeah. It's a move.
Why?
It's a baller move.
What's the backstory? What does he think's going on with that character that said, you know what, cane's the right move here? There was no explanation given that I'm aware of. But also at the Christmas dinner thing, they are all dancing, and he is dancing without his cane.
I think it's a stylistic choice.
Does he need the cane, or is it just a thing?
I think it's an open workman's comp case that
Yeah, he's working. I feel like there was at Ramadrama he had a cane for something.
Oh,
Really?
Like it just is a stylistic
Just a
choice.
vibe.
It's like
Yeah.
Tyler and the toothpick.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of our things. Fantastic. Dan?
It seems like a hassle getting on planes and stuff, though. If you got a cane
Yeah.
and buses, I mean, just might
I mean,
be
it's
tricky.
not. I mean, it's just a cane. It's not three guitars and a dulcimer. Like it's just one walking cane,
All
Brian.
right. It's just harder than a toothpick.
Are you okay over there?
It's just such a, yeah.
Where are we gonna put this cane?
You just
You
gotta
gotta
hold
put
it.
things through the thing.
You
like
gotta hold on to it all the time.
You know what's also a pain going on an airplane? Your shoes.
Yes,
Because you got to
definitely.
take them off to go through security. It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But adding a cane on top of that, and a laptop,
I
and
mean,
an
the cane's
iPad,
it's just an insult
and
to
your
injury.
wallet,
Yeah.
and your oh man.
Can we all agree though that all airports should have the same technology?
Yeah, they should.
Going
Yeah.
to some
Yeah.
airports and being like, you can keep your laptop in, and others are like, no, you can't. You can keep your shoes
Yeah.
on. You can't. Let's all just agree. Let's all do the
time
same
zone,
thing.
Same airport security.
A cane is unnecessarily
The-
complicated because you're
It's a
holding
stick,
coffee,
Brian.
But if you're holding a
It's
phone,
a stick.
a coffee, and a cane,
I've
it's
got
just-
news for you. If you have a cane in one hand, you're not holding those other two
I
things.
understand. But trying to
Why?
your
Just put your
ringing,
phone in your
your
pocket.
pocket.
But
Yeah.
if you're trying, the phone rings. You got to
This
stop.
is one of the dumbest takes I've ever heard.
It's just a lot.
I will
Now
say,
that I'm
if we
thinking.
are elected president, all airports will be streamlined.
Steak 24.
Absolutely, day one.
Steak
Steak 24. Day one. That is bold. I want to be clear.
No,
Let's
day,
not
day,
say
one,
day one.
is
Let's not say day
day
one.
one is one of those things that just they say, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
No. I think people do things on day one. Day one.
You
sign
do
orders,
some of the
yeah. You
things,
sign
but
some things.
no one
That
has a
is not-
list of all the
that's
day
not
We can
ones.
the
start
thing
the
we're doing
paperwork
day
on day
one.
one.
Yeah, we
right?
can start the
Start
paperwork.
the paperwork on day one. I like it.
Day one.
I had one, and it may be answered by somebody in the chat at BrambleJamPlus.com. I want to know where Rick is now a chef. Because at the end of this movie, we are to believe two things. One is the Golden Dragon did close and it was sold. And two, Rick is still pursuing like culinary stuff. Like he's cooking in a kitchen at a restaurant somewhere. And so why wasn't it worked out for him to keep that restaurant going? That would be a normal Hallmark ending. I'm glad they didn't do that ending. But where is he cooking now that he's in town and he's pursuing cooking food? That's all I got.
There you go. Fair enough. We did it, everybody. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dan, you and I will be back tomorrow with a Lifetime Uncorked.
Sure
Have fun,
will.
guys.
And then we'll be back next week with some more movies. Can't wait for it. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark is the That Sounds Fun podcast. It's produced by Tracy Name. It's recorded live in, that Greenville, South Carolina. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com.